Alright, settle in, because I'm about to take you down one of the creepiest rabbit holes in American history. Grab a snack, turn down the lights, and let's get into the Amityville horror. Picture this. It's November 1974 in a quiet little town called Amityville, New York. The air is crisp, the leaves are falling, and everything seems peaceful. But peace can be deceiving. Just a few weeks earlier, a family of 5 was found brutally murdered in their home by the eldest son, Ronald DeFeo Jr. It rocked the town, sending shockwaves through the community. Everyone is whispering about the house, an eerie old colonial home that's now infamous for its dark history. Fast forward to December 1975. Enter George and Kathy Lutz, a young couple looking for a fresh start. They've got 3 kids, Danny, Chris, and Missy, and they're excited to move into this charming house on Ocean Avenue. Sure, it's got a creepy past, but what could possibly go wrong? They're not superstitious, right? It's just a house, or so they think. From the moment they step inside, it feels like the house is alive. At first, the Lutz family brushes off the oddities. Cold drafts, strange noises in the night, and that lingering feeling of being watched. They're busy unpacking, getting settled in. But as the days roll on, things take a sharp turn into the bizarre. Starts with George. He's the kind of guy who's usually pretty chill, but he begins waking up at 3:15 a.m. every single night. You know, the exact time when DeFeo committed his horrific acts. He shrugs it off at first, telling himself it's just insomnia or stress. But let's be real. How often do you wake up at the same time every night for no reason? The unsettling feeling of being drawn into the night intensifies, and he can't shake it off. Then there's Kathy. She's busy trying to create a warm, loving home, but something's off. One night while she's washing the dishes, she feels a cold breath on her neck. She spins around, and there's nothing but the empty kitchen. This isn't just an isolated incident. She starts having vivid nightmares. Nightmares filled with visions of the previous family, their faces twisted in fear. As if that's not enough, their daughter, Missy, starts talking to an imaginary friend named Jody. At first, it seems harmless, just a child's vivid imagination. But then Missy starts describing Jody as a big, pig-like creature with glowing red eyes. I don't know about you, but when my kid starts talking about a creepy imaginary friend, alarm bells start ringing. The family decides to take a break from unpacking and head to the beach one weekend, hoping some time away will clear their heads. But even there, the darkness seems to follow them. George can't shake the feeling that he's being stalked, watched from the shadows. When they return home, he tries to brush it off, but the atmosphere in the house is thick, almost suffocating. Days turn into weeks, and the odd occurrences keep piling up. The kids start experiencing terrifying things. Danny claims to see blood dripping from the walls, and Chris hears whispers echoing through the hallways. Kathy notices that the temperature in the house fluctuates wildly. One room will be freezing, while another is sweltering. It's like the house has its own mood swings. At this point, George's behavior takes a dark turn. He starts to feel a strange, overwhelming sense of power, almost like the house is feeding off his anger and frustration. He becomes obsessed with renovating the property, spending hours alone in the basement. He's got this intense drive, but he's also becoming increasingly irritable and distant. Kathy starts to notice that George's temper is flaring up, and he's acting strangely possessive of the house. One night, things reach a boiling point. The family decides to have a movie night, thinking it might lighten the mood. They're all cuddled up on the couch, popcorn in hand, when suddenly the TV goes static. The lights start flickering, and a loud bang resonates through the house, shaking the walls. The kids scream and Kathy's heart races. She tries to keep everyone calm, but deep down she knows something is wrong, something really wrong. As if that wasn't enough, one night, the family is awakened by the sound of the front door slamming shut. George bolts out of bed, adrenaline pumping. He goes downstairs, and the temperature drops so low that he can see his breath. It's like the house is alive, pulsing with energy. When he reaches the front door, he finds it wide open, the wind howling through the house. He slams it shut, but the unsettling feeling won't leave him. The days turn into an absolute whirlwind of horror. The kids are terrified, and Kathy is at her wit's end. She starts to suspect that they're not alone in the house. One day, while cleaning, she stumbles upon a hidden room in the basement, a small dark space filled with old dusty furniture. It feels heavy, oppressive, like a weight on her chest. She finds a creepy doll with a cracked face, and when she touches it, a chill runs down her spine. George's behavior escalates to the point where he becomes a different person. He lashes out at the kids, losing his temper over the smallest things. Kathy confronts him, desperate to understand what's happening. "You're not yourself, George," she pleads. But he brushes her off, insisting he's fine. The house seems to be drawing out the worst in him, feeding on his anger and frustration. Finally, one night it all comes to a head. The family gathers in the living room, ready to confront whatever has taken over their home. They hold hands and Kathy leads them in a chant, trying to push back against the dark energy. Suddenly, the temperature plummets, and a low growl echoes through the room. The walls seem to pulse, and shadowy figures flicker in the corners of their vision. It's like the house is fighting back, trying to keep them there. In that moment of terror, George shouts, "We have to leave. Now!" They scramble to grab their things, hearts racing, fear coursing through their veins. They rush out the front door, leaving everything behind: the furniture, their memories, their lives. They drive away, tears streaming down Kathy's face, and relief flooding over them. The next day, the Lutz family is gone, and the house stands empty once again, waiting for its next occupants. Their story explodes in the media. Books, documentaries, and movies flood in, all asking the same question: was it a genuine haunting, or just a family unraveling under pressure? The house becomes a tourist attraction, with thrill seekers and paranormal investigators flocking to see if they can experience a taste of the horror. To this day, the Amityville house stands as a chilling reminder of the unknown. Some people say it's just an old house with a tragic past, while others believe it's a portal to something darker. Whatever the truth is, one thing is clear: the Lutz's experience changed them forever, and the whispers of that dark history linger on. So the next time you hear a creak in the night or feel an inexplicable chill, just remember the Amityville horror. Sometimes the past doesn't just fade away. It clings on, waiting for its next story to unfold.